children have died in this war than men or women. That is massive. And I think when we think about it, and we know that under international humanitarian law that Israel admits it is bound by, killing of civilian targets on this scale is unacceptable in international humanitarian law and international human rights law as well.
A projected imminent famine in Gaza can and must be prevented. Israel's now 16-year-old blockade of Gaza has already had a severe impact on human rights for the civilian population, leaving the local economy devastated and creating a dependence on aid. The extent of Israel's continued restrictions on the entry of aid into Gaza, together with the manner in which it continues to conduct hostilities, may amount to the use of starvation as a method of war, which is a war crime.
What has happened in Gaza over the past 9 months is devastating. The images of dead children and desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety, sometimes displaced for the second, third, or fourth time. We cannot look away in the face of these tragedies. We cannot allow ourselves to become numb to the suffering, and I will not be silent. It is time for this war to end.
I can also confirm today that I have reasonable grounds to believe, on the basis of evidence collected and examined by my office, that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant bear criminal responsibility for the following international crimes committed on the territory of the State of Palestine from at least the 8th of October 2023. The crimes include starvation of civilians as a method of warfare, willfully causing great suffering,
the sustained abuse by Israel of its position as an occupying power through annexation and an assertion of permanent control over the occupied Palestinian territory, and its continued frustration of the right of the Palestinian people to self-determination violates fundamental principles of international law and renders Israel's presence in the occupied Palestinian territory unlawful.
There is extensive evidence showing that this military campaign since October 7th in Gaza has been far and away the most intensive bombing campaign of the 21st century. Madam President, independent human rights monitors and the press have extensively documented the use of U.S. arms in strikes leading to large numbers of civilian deaths and injuries.
Kids in Gaza are now dying from the deliberate withholding of food. In addition to the horror of that news, one other thing is true. That is a war crime. It is a textbook war crime.
Taoiseach, I've run out of words to describe the horror being inflicted in Gaza by Israel. I've run out of words to describe how cruel it is. Israel's stated aim is the elimination of Hamas, but its relentless and indiscriminate attacks don't discern between innocent people and Hamas fighters.
On a Gaza qui est sans doute le plus grand scandale historique je n'ose pas même trouver de référence et dont plus personne ne parle dans ce pays. C'est le silence, la chape de plomb, les médias n'en parlent plus. Je suis obligé de googler pour trouver une brève qui me donne des nouvelles du nombre de morts qui se passent à Gaza.
I really hope there will be accountability. I do believe that the international humanitarian law and the Geneva Convention have been blatantly disregarded. It has almost become banal, normalized to disregard international humanitarian law, and if we let this continue, my fear is that it will become irrelevant. There is one thing, Stephen.